Welcome to rSlash Choosing Beggars, where someone wants to hire a medical doctor for minimum wage. So for this next post, OP provides some context. I decided to close out Bumble for a bit due to mental health reasons, and I followed up with one girl on Instagram. After maybe an hour of texting, with all of her responses comprised of 1 or 5 word responses, she implies that she's hungry, and she heavily suggests that I buy her food. I mean, I don't even know the sound of your voice, much less who you are, and you're expecting a stranger to buy you food? And to add insult to injury, this was right after she said that she'd prefer to date a friend of mine instead of me. And if that wasn't enough, I received a message a few hours later with, "Dude, I'm hungry." So anyways, on to their text conversation. "I don't have any food here, and if I was offered anything I want, I wouldn't know what to say." I wouldn't know what to say in any context either, so I hear you on that. Well, first of all, Grubhub, Uber Eats, or DoorDash for sure. I tend to go for fast food and dessert when I'm feeling depressed. McDonald's and Wendy's are my MVPs, haha. I don't buy food. What do you mean? You grow it then? Nope, I have others buy it for me. You pay for everything. Well, guys can get spoiled too. Not financially. Oh, we definitely disagree on that. We're all just people at the end of the day. I definitely love to spoil my significant other, but I always love when things are reciprocal. Then perhaps I'm not for you. The guy pays for everything or I'm out. Then I wish you well. I'm looking for a more modern and equal partnership. The funny thing is, I usually do pay for everything, but not because it's an agreement. That just sounds strange to me. Sorry, it's just how I was raised. Man, don't you just love it when she lays out all of her red flags before you even make it to the first date? It really saves a lot of time and money. This next post comes from the comment section of a YouTube video. "Stop it with the racing games, they're boring." Then don't watch. "You be quiet, he's gonna do what I want. I'm the viewer and he has to respect me. You stop being so nosy, it's not up to you, it's up to me." Then unsubscribe. "Be quiet, you. You don't get to decide anything I do." Man, I'm lucky that I don't have many YouTube fans like this. The only time I get a whole lot of criticism is when I get a rating wrong on an rSlash am I the butthole post. Then, you guys really let me know that I'm wrong. Now hiring chefs. Are you looking for a low-paying but rewarding career? Apply to the best kitchen in the South. 4-year degree and master's degree of culinary arts with 5 years of experience preferred but not required. Apply now inside. I don't know, I feel like this poster has to be a joke because people wouldn't really advertise that the job is low paying, right? People can't really be that dumb, can they? This next post is a review on TripAdvisor of Maui Beach. "This is not a beach for romance or wedding pictures. The beach was clean and a beautiful sight, I'll give it that. But it was always cloudy or rainy here every time I came to this side of the island. I thought that it would be a little more private with upper class people here or family friendly beaches like the other side of the island. I was under the impression that I could get beautiful wedding pictures here on the beach since I just got married here. Disaster, disaster, disaster all the way around. The beach was crowded during sunset. It just had tons of 20-year-old kids who were disrespectful. Plus, there were tons of people who would move out of the way for our wedding pictures. They gave us dirty looks like we had no right to be here. Wow, me and my husband were shocked along with our kids. We're Christians and we've never been treated like that before. We ran into a lot of drunk people. No compliments out of their mouths. I would not recommend this beach for lovers or happy Christian families with small kids or even just getting married pictures. Very, very bad experience here. God bless. Thank you for hearing what was in my heart." So this lady showed up at a public beach and then expected everyone else to just clear away so she could take wedding photos. Lady, if you want to rent a private beach, you can do that, but it's going to cost you money. You can't expect hundreds of other people to put their vacations on hold just because you want pretty photos. Also, who goes to a tropical location and gets upset about the rain? That's what tropical locations are known for. Our next Reddit post is from Carl the Well Endowed. "So, my parents bought an amazing house on a lake about 5 years ago. The people who owned the house before were the kind of people who are so wealthy that they don't even know what they own and they didn't notice when things went missing. My parents bought the house fully furnished with all the water sports stuff included. So the summer after they bought their house, they noticed that their canoes and kayaks would be randomly moved around the dock. My dad really didn't care if the neighbors used his canoes, but after he had to replace a kayak paddle for the second time, my dad decided that he was just going to buy all new equipment and lock the good stuff in the shop down by the water instead of just storing it on the shore on the dock. Well, he bought 4 nice kayaks and a new canoe, and we were out in the water before long. It only took a couple of days for a neighbor to come knocking at his door asking where the new kayaks were. My dad realized that her family was the one who was using and probably losing his stuff. So he informed her that the new equipment was for his family only, but she and her family were welcome to use the older stuff. But just know that my dad wouldn't be replacing the paddles anymore. This pissed her off and she whined and complained. And my dad, being the overly generous sucker that he is, didn't rescind his offer to let her use the old stuff. But thankfully, he didn't back down on letting her use the new stuff. Well, the next day, the older canoe and both kayaks were gone. And a quick ride on the boat showed that the neighbor had just taken them to her property. Apparently, in her eyes, being told that she could use them meant that she could have them. So my dad took them back, and now they've been safely locked away since. I think we've only used them twice since then. OP, I'm not sure if this qualifies as a choosing beggar. That's just a straight up thief. Believe it or not, this is an actual job posting. Seeking healthcare analyst intern. The salary is $7 to $12 an hour. Requirements: advanced degree in healthcare, life science or related field with a PhD or a medical degree preferred. Oh, and also, good Chinese communication skills highly desired. Right, because that's what every aspiring doctor wants to do. First, go to school for 6 or 8 years and rack up hundreds of thousands of dollars in school debt. Then, after getting their medical degree, which qualifies them to work one of the highest paying jobs on planet Earth, I'm sure they would much rather prefer to work this internship job at $7 an hour. On this next post, OP is selling a pony for $200. Hi, OP. Are you able to get your pony to my place over 3 hours away tomorrow? If you can, I'll take her. No. Bugger, I don't even know of anyone hitting out or back from there. I've really fallen for your pony. There's plenty of transportation companies. Are you willing to give your pony away then so I can cover transport costs because I only have a certain amount of money? No? Lady, I hate to break it to you, but if you can't afford to transport a pony, then you definitely can't afford to own a pony. On this next post, an adult-oriented art subreddit banned posting of leaked content, and one Redditor gets really pissed off. This is dog do! Whoever came up with this rule, F you! Artists should have a Patreon to get paid if people want to, but it shouldn't be paywalled outright. You see, people won't just give away money for nothing. They need something in return to support a Patreon. If paywalled content becomes public access, then all the incentive to pay for an artist's Patreon would be lost. Well, who cares at that point? Just keep releasing the good stuff anyway as a side hobby and get a real job for your main income. So, to be clear, this guy was spanking it to pictures of naked ladies, and then those pictures got banned because they were leaked from a paid Patreon. Then, this guy gets all pissed off because, by God, I should have a right to wank off to anime titties for free! On this next post, OP is a young girl who took to Facebook to complain about her uncle. I'm also fed up with my uncle who's taking advantage of his parents, my grandparents. I don't ask for much, but whenever I need them to drive me somewhere, guess who has the car? Him. But guess what? He loves to buy takeout and new phones, but never for his mother or his father. He can buy a brand new iPhone for $1,000, but he can't buy a car? I see where your priorities lay. Instead of saving money to move out, my uncle simply spends money without a care. It's going on 5 years, and you'd think that something would have happened by now. Oh, and he doesn't pay his mother rent. He's like 50. Pathetic. Oh, and thank you for ruining the chances of me ever moving back and saving money. Cheers. So essentially what she's saying is that it's okay for her to take advantage of her grandparents' car, but it's not okay for her uncle to take advantage of their grandparents' car. Except that what she wants is actually worse than what the uncle wants. Based on this description, it sounds like the uncle just borrows the car to drive around, but she wants her grandparents to actually chauffeur her around like some sort of taxi service. So, best case scenario, this is just one choosing beggar whining about another choosing beggar. But worst case scenario, this is a choosing beggar who's publicly shaming her uncle who's living with and taking care of her grandparents. Right? If the uncle's 50, that means the grandparents have to be at least 70, and probably a lot older than that. So yeah, it would actually make a lot of sense that the uncle would live with his grandparents rent-free so he could take care of them. And this guy's reward for taking care of his parents in their old age is his niece publicly shaming him on Facebook? Super trashy. Hello, Get Baked. I represent Blank, an extremely well-known influencer who has appeared on the 2018 season of Blank. His following on Instagram is over 400,000 people. He's visiting Leeds next weekend, and he's expressed an interest in visiting your restaurant with his closest friends. If you'd be willing to offer his table of 5 a free meal, including alcoholic drinks, he would be happy to advertise his experience on his Instagram stories. Please let me know so I can arrange. Thanks. And then the restaurant owner replied, I honestly don't know where to start with this. Firstly, we don't have a restaurant, nor do we even effing exist yet. The idea of jeopardizing what are already very frail margins so that some complete and utter moron can get fed and watered in front of his cronies makes me want to vomit all over myself. I effing despise the overwhelming majority of the influencer industry. I would sooner dig up the grave of my dead grandma, bring her back to life, murder her in cold blood, and then bury her again, while simultaneously severing my testicles from my emotionally void body, than to allow this to happen in any business that I happen to have the misfortune of owning. Don't ever email me again, Jennifer. I know that you're just doing your job, but I hate you. Sincerely, OP. Alright, so as rSlash, I have never once tried to use my influencer status to get free stuff. For one, I don't want to be a disrespectful, entitled turd. But for two, I'm too afraid that I'll go up to a restaurant and be like, hey, so I'm rSlash and I have 1.8 million subscribers. If you give me a free hamburger, I'll totally shout you out. What do you say? And then the waitress would just be like, did you say rSlash? Like arse as in butt? I'm sorry, but I've never heard of you, so please just place your order, sir. You're making me nervous. And then, what's more, there's the business angle to consider. Suppose I did go to some burger joint and I was like, hey, I'm rSlash, give me a free burger and I'll promote your stuff, and they did it. In that case, I would have to have a YouTube video, and then in the middle of my video, I would have to talk about some random burger joint. Would any of you care about some random burger joint that I went to, or are you just here for Reddit stories? Because I'm pretty sure that you're just here for Reddit stories. So as a business owner, it makes way more sense to just buy the burger myself than to lose fans by doing stupid, pointless ads that no one cares about. So as a professional influencer, I can just say that what this influencer is trying to do is just layers upon layers upon layers of stupidity. Oh, and one final point. This guy has 400k followers on Instagram, and apparently he has a secretary to reach out to restaurants on his behalf. I don't have a secretary, and most of the other YouTubers I know don't have secretaries either. So I would bet all the money I own that more than likely this Jennifer person is actually the influencer just using a fake email account. Now hiring help for my new apparel line, you must meet the following criteria. 1. You must be pro-America. 2. You must be female. There is no 3, weirdly. 4. Must be fit and hot. 5. Must be smart. 6. Must be at least a C cup. 7. Must make lunch. 8. Must live in the San Diego area. This was posted on Twitter, so I'm guessing he ran out of characters, so I'm going to finish off the list for him. 9. Must be willing to let me sexually assault you at work every day. So I went to this guy's website, and he has a total of 4 t-shirts, including such winners as Alphas Don't Kneel. Apparently, they don't count to 3 either. Also, I'd just like to point out that there is absolutely nothing special about what this guy's done. He's created 4 total t-shirt designs? Okay. Literally anyone can do this. There are tons of websites that let you design and sell your own t-shirts. Designing t-shirts isn't the hard part. The hard part is convincing people to buy them. Hi, I saw your ad for the iMac. Is it still available? Is the price firm? Hi, yeah, it's still available, and yeah, the price is firm. Would you be willing to take $300?
My daughter needs a computer for school, and we haven't found anything for her in our budget. Please help.
I'm sorry, but the price I listed was the lowest I'd take. It's less than a year old, and it still has AppleCare for another 2 years. I understand needing a computer for school, but I can't let it go for $300.
Please, she needs a computer. Can you please take $300? Also, we don't have a car, so can you drop it off? Our address is such and such.
Actually, if you can show me somehow that your daughter is in school by showing me a transcript, a report card, or registration, etc., I'll let it go for $700. If you can't prove to me that she's in school, then my price is still $900. If you can, it's $700. I'm all for helping a student in need. I've been there. But I'm not going to take $300 for a practically new iMac. $700 is the lowest I'd take.
$700 is too much. Please, the most we can do is $350. When can you drop it off?
I am not dropping it off, especially for $350. I'm sorry, but it sounds like you need to explore other options. Best of luck to you and your daughter.
I found another ad of someone selling an identical computer for $400. If you'll take $300, I'll buy yours.
Sounds like a great deal. You should definitely buy theirs.
F you. I bet your computer has lots of viruses.
Man, I don't understand why people are so obsessed with Apple products. If you don't have $800 or more to drop on a computer, then don't buy an Apple computer. A Chromebook works just fine, and you can pick those up for like $200. Though I always have to wonder on posts like these. Does this person really want to buy a MacBook for her daughter, or is she just trying to get it for a low price so she can turn it around and sell it for $1,000? That was r/choosingbeggars, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.